the type of story you hear every day, right? Jewish kid from Chicago goes to India and becomes one of that country's most respected spiritual leaders. Happens all the time, right?
Yeah, not so much, Mark. Radhanath Swami's new book is called The Journey Home. It's right here. It marks his epic quest for spirituality through India. Radhanath is in Seattle for a few speaking events, but he is with us this morning. Thank you so much for stopping by.
I'm so grateful to be with you, and thank you for this opportunity.
I started reading last night and I couldn't put your book down. The first pages just pull you in. And it began, I guess, when you were a little kid and you started becoming aware of things like religion and God. And in the basement of a friend's home, you had a terrifying experience. Tell us about that briefly, if you would.
Well, I was about 5 years old, or actually 8 years old. And I was in the basement of my friend, and my friend told me that his parents hated me, and they told him that God hated me.
Because you were Jewish?
Because I was Jewish.
Wow.
And that was very confusing to me, and I was trying to understand in my very small, impressionable mind how in the name of a loving God there's so much hatred in this world. And that really kind of set me on a search for the inner essence of what life is about.
So that was at 8 years old, and then you say at 19 is when you went on your quest, the spiritual quest. Tell us how your family and friends reacted when you decided to do this.
I left with one of my friends for a summer holiday to Europe, promising my parents I'd be back to continue college. But my spiritual thirst, looking for meaning and fulfillment in life, please understand this is during the counterculture, when the Vietnam War and civil rights were blazing issues. I was really questioning. And ultimately, on a mountain in Crete, I had a calling to go to India. So I hitchhiked to India. And I wrote a letter to my parents from Iran that I'm on my way to India, with no return address. So how they responded, you could imagine.
Sure. But with a lot of support, or no?
I don't know. They couldn't write back.
Right.
I was amazed at the story of you when you were in India. You snuck into a temple at risk of being thrown in prison and beaten. And how you disguised yourself. You were thrown out, you were hit with a club and then thrown out, and then you disguised yourself with ashes and things like that, and you snuck back in, and that moment must have been amazing for you when you were not only allowed in, but you were embraced by the spiritual leaders. How did that happen?
Well, I really believed in the unity and the essence of all religions, and I really wanted to have an experience of these different spiritual traditions, and that yearning was so deep in my heart that I was willing to take many risks. And I found that if we really seek the essence of life and the essence of spirituality, then miraculous things happen in our life. Many things open up that could never happen before.
We are so consumed with our everyday lives, day in and day out, the stress, and it's so hard for so many of us to be present. What is a message you want to say right now, the one thing you've learned that you want to share?
Everyone is looking for pleasure, whatever sex or nationality or religion or even species. Everyone is looking for pleasure. And the essence of pleasure is to love and to be loved. And that pleasure is dormant within the heart of every living being. And to access that love within us is the true fulfillment that we're all looking for. It's the purpose of every great religion, to seek the essence within ourselves, our relationship with God, and our relationships with all living beings. And to be an instrument of compassion is the greatest need in this world. And to go beyond sectarian concepts and really search for the essence within ourselves is where we can find true peace, true fulfillment, and be an instrument of that to others. And we believe that chanting divine sound vibrations or mantras helps us to awaken and access that source of love that's within all of us.
Well, Swami, it's an honor to meet you. And I may come tonight just to ask you the question, how did you meditate on a rock in the Ganges River for a month? We don't have time to go into that, unfortunately. But thank you so much for the story.
Thank you so much.
I'm so grateful to be with you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure. And we have 3 copies of the signed book. If you want a chance at one of them, go to q13fox.com, click on the free On Fox button. And if you would like to meet the Swami, he's going to be at the Seattle Center for Spiritual Living. That is tonight at 6:30. Saturday, he's going to be at the downtown Seattle Borders bookstore at 11 a.m. And Saturday night, 7:30, he will be at the Vedic, is that how you say it, Vedic Cultural Center in Sammamish? Okay, there we have it. I guarantee you will not be able to put this book down once you open it up. Swami, thank you so much.
Thank you.